apologies for the delay. So I was here around 10 minutes past 2, but there were some issues, logistic issues to come in. Apologies once again. So it's nice to see that so many youngsters are interested to compete in chess tournament, and it's my pleasure to be here. Regarding transition from being a player to coach, before I get into that, I believe all of you know how to play the game and you are here to compete in the tournament, right? Okay. Otherwise, it won't make much of a sense. Fine. So, what is interesting is like when we are young, we are very ambitious, passionate, less cynical about many things. We are very hopeful that we can achieve sky's the limit in whatever we pursue. And that was the case with me as well in cricket. I wanted to be a cricket player. I was undergoing training in YMCA, and I had a head injury when I was around 11 years old. And coincidentally, at the same year, Grandmaster Vishwanathan Anand, who's a 5-time world champion, he became India's first Grandmaster. So Grandmaster is something like doctorate, you can say, something like that. And he was the first one to achieve it in late '89. And I came to chess at the same year. So I was looking for a safer alternative to cricket, and I took to chess on the same day when he became a Grandmaster. And I competed in many tournaments, won a few of them. And around this point, when I was around 20 years old, 22 years old, I was feeling like I got stuck. I was not making progress. And I didn't know what to do, what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, because back then we did not have a training culture in chess in India, also in most part of the world, and we did not have good chess literature. The chess books were all written in foreign countries by foreign authors, and it was not available in India in shops. So it was difficult to get chess literature. There was computer has not entered the human race yet, at least in India. So there was a paucity of everything, and we had to learn through trial and error. And that means many times we don't know what we are doing right and what we are doing wrong, and we just adapt. It's like a blind man walking in a dark room. And when I looked around, I felt the same everywhere. Most of the players, everyone were in the same boat like me, and they were all looking for guidance, and which was not forthcoming. So I felt if we had trainers in chess, like in other spheres of life, it will be good. And I got my first opportunity in '98 when I was appointed as coach for the Indian team, for the Indian junior team, under 20 team, and I was only 22 years back then. And that was my first stint as a trainer, and then subsequently I worked with many players quite successfully.
Thank you, sir. So continuing with that same question, what was different in playing chess and coaching chess? How was the experience different in both of them?
Yeah, I think the first and foremost thing is like it is not just important to be successful in what you pursue as your career or passion, but it's also important to be good at it, and you're also happy in the whole journey. So there's no point in sacrificing everything else to pursue one thing, and even if we become very successful in that pursuit, we would have lost most of our other valuable qualities. So that we need to keep in mind. So it is possible to grow and succeed in one sphere without compromising on other aspects of life. For example, like if I am super achiever in one field at the cost of my health, let's say, or relationships, or my mental peace. If I'm totally stressed out, just being successful is not so worthwhile. So I was very clear from a young age that when I was a player, I would have to enjoy the whole journey with all its ups and downs, and same applied to being a trainer as well. So what is different when you are a player is you are thinking largely about yourself. Like, I want to succeed, I want to get better, I want to win this and that, and so on. But when you become a trainer, you are mostly thinking about your students, others. So the perspective itself is largely different. You are not thinking for yourself anymore, and you are trying to help others get better. And so that means a lot of responsibility, and because it's not going to affect only you, but also the student's career as such. So we need to be more responsible, and that's the main thing. Like, you are not thinking about yourself anymore, and that put things in a very different perspective. When you are doing things for yourself, we will be sometimes very narrow-minded and kind of selfish, and we don't look at the big picture. But when you become a trainer, you look for others' progress, then things look vastly different. So it's about, in chess, when I was a player, it's about I have these weaknesses and how do I get rid of them. But when I become a trainer, like how we can help the other player become better. So from this perspective, when I was a player, I used to think I have some weaknesses and strengths. I'm good at certain things, I'm not good at certain things. And when I became a trainer, I started looking the same as, so I consider weakness as absence of strength. I don't want to use the word weakness, because weakness is kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, you can say. And it's also kind of a permanent brand you are putting on someone else, that they are weak at something. So I just see that if someone is not good at something, it simply means, I would like to see it as they have not put the proper effort and energy into learning it well. So that opens the door that we can always learn things which we are not good at. And that's how I like to look at my students.
Quite inspiring words said. So it's my personal question. Do you still miss playing chess?
I don't, because it is very important, like before we take big decisions, it's very important to weigh the consequences, but once you have taken a decision, you just have to make it work. You should not regret well thought out decisions, unless you implement it badly. Yeah, so no regrets.
So let's go to the next question. Same from our participants. So one of our participants has asked, can chess be a full-time career in today's world?
Okay, so how to say? Now, my student pattern that I don't know if you've heard of it yet. He defeated the current world champion Magnus Carlsen yesterday in Norway, in Magnus' hometown. And he's doing quite well, I would say, financially. Not just him, there are many others who do quite well. So chess is becoming, has already become a very good career prospect for those who try to become professional in that, and it's just getting better, I would say.
So as you know, we are data science and electronic systems students, and artificial intelligence is a key course in our structure. So how do you think artificial intelligence affects the world of chess?
Okay, I come from a very different background, from a sports background. But the good thing is, like, the impact of advances in the technological field is also keenly felt in chess, because if you take a modern player, probably in the last 25 years, like if you ask any top 100 player, any top player in the top 100, can you play a competition without computer? The uniform answer will be no. So we chess players are heavily dependent on our laptops, but now in the last 5 to 7 years, we are more relying on cloud machines. So for example, like typically a top player uses 256 core CPU for their preparation, and anything less would be like, we'll panic. And we cannot afford such machines, and access to such machines is also very not easily available. So we're always looking for how to get access to such powerful machines, and can we go a bit higher as well. So technological advances, it affects, as I said, in chess a lot, but there are many gaps. I would still say it's still in the nascent stages. We are still trying to find out where technology can contribute better as far as chess is concerned. So currently, the technology is used, one, to store large data. So for example, like on any given day, if you take today, we will probably get around 10 to 20,000 human games played in over-the-board competitions, and maybe many times more in online competitions. So storage of data and the processing the data, accessing the data, carrying the data with you. So all this has become very easy. And the next stage of evolution is analytical engines, where we have created some very good software which can analyze and almost play chess like a human and much better in many aspects. For example, the software I carry in my mobile phone can easily defeat the world champion without a sweat. So the technology has advanced where the softwares can easily beat the humans in chess, but how does it help human beings? That is the most important criteria, isn't it? So just the machines becoming better, it's almost a given in many aspects of life. So how can it benefit humans, or in this sense the chess players? One, I would say, like we should probably go in the direction where the AI can analyze human games from a human perspective, because humans cannot do what machines can, right? We cannot, so let's say if you say 5743 into 6758 divided by 4555, something like this. Now the calculator can do it in seconds, humans cannot do. So we have to teach the machines to understand and learn the game in a human way, and thereby if it can also analyze the human games from a human perspective, not from a machine perspective. So where it can, if it can analyze a human game from human perspective, and then it can identify best to players' strengths and weaknesses and provide solutions. So for example, that's what I do as a trainer. When I look at my students' games, I try to find a pattern in that way of thinking, and then in which direction it is steering the thought process, and then how to make changes in that thought process, in that training, through training, and take them into different directions, different way of thinking. So if AI can do this, already some work is going on, but there is no synergy between the technical players and the chess players. So there is not much synergy between them. So the technological people, they are building it from their perspective, and the needs probably are very different. So if you can bring about a synergy, that will be very helpful, I believe.
So just for fitness sake, I would be asking questions from the podium. Yeah. So next question. So how was the moment when you got the Dronacharya award? What were your feelings?
It was a huge relief, I would say, because I have been applying for it maybe since 2015, 2-3 times, and I just told myself I will not apply anymore. I applied in 2015 and 16, and then when it was rejected, I told myself I will not apply ever again. But this time, it was Pragnanda who applied on my behalf, and I got it. So thanks to him. Huge relief, I would say.
So now I would like to go to the audience. If they want to ask any questions, they can raise their hands.
Hello sir, it's nice to be asking the question to such a renowned grandmaster and also a coach. It's my honor. So as you can see, we all have our own responsibilities. We are doing a degree. So for us to pursue a full-time career in chess is, I'd not say impossible, but more like improbable. But what we can do is solve problems in the chess world. And I heard that in Hikaru's team of seconds, there was a computer engineer who was not very high rated, but he knew how the chess tech works. And also there is a grandmaster called Matthew Sadler who is working around tech. There is a new technology coming up in Leela, a WDL feature. So what problems from a chess player perspective you think that we can work on and we can solve?
Yeah, thanks for the question, because it opens up a lot of possibilities, and this kind of discussion rarely takes place. It's like in all business propositions, the customer's needs are known, or there is a way to get the feedback, and then you devise the product accordingly and make changes. But in chess, it's not happening. Probably in most other sports as well. So there are few angles to this. One, as a chess player, two, as a chess trainer. So from a player's perspective, how I can learn the game effectively? Can technology aid me? That is one angle. From a trainer's perspective, how can chess be taught effectively? And in other ways, how can we teach a student to learn effectively? So the third is from Indian perspective. how can we help Indian players to do better? Because the way I see, there is a tectonical shift happening in the chess world because of the Russia-Ukraine war. And Russia has been practically kicked out of the World Chess Federation, and the Europeans are extremely angry at the Russians, and they want to do nothing with them. So the Russian Federation has moved to Asian Chess Federation. So they are part of Asian Chess Federation now, and they are competing in all the Asian Team Championship, Asian Continental Championship, and so on. And because of this, what has also happened is the competition at the Asian level has improved, and the competition at the European level has reduced drastically because Russia is one of the major powers in chess, and they are effectively taken out of the international chess scenario. And this provides a lot of opportunity for the rest of the world. Number two, China, because of the COVID, and subsequently, they are also not playing much in most of the sports, not just in chess. So, two major powers, Russia and China, they are slowly kind of vanishing from being the major players. So, this gives opportunity to upcoming countries like India. And what is happening with Europe and US? In chess, at least, they are a rapidly declining force. Just yesterday, I got a message from two trainers, one from Germany, the other trainer is from India. So I'm also the head coach for Magnus Carlsen's club of Østfold in Norway. And so there, the job they gave me was to bring good working culture with the Norwegian chess players. Because chess is not considered a major sport in Norway, because they don't see it as a career. So most of the children don't play chess, and they want, and they see like India is rising. And just to put things on perspective, if you take top 12 players in the world, can you guess how many Indians are there?
Three.
4. So we have Arjun Agassi, Gukesh, Pragnan, and Anand. So we have 4 in top 12. And 15 years ago, maybe we had 2 or 3 in top 100. So from being 2 or 3 in top 100 to having 4 in top 12. And if you take the juniors below age of 20, in top 5 we have 3. 3 in top 5 are Indians. So, and I would say we have reached probably around 10% of our potential, or less. So we have so much potential, and we could do so much better. And so how technology can aid from this perspective to help Indian chess grow faster. So one is access to hardware, computing power. Now for most of the top players, this is a major issue for Indian top players. We are largely relying on Azure platform or AWS and so on, which is not always available or economically viable. So access to hardware and computing power is crucial. How we can help in this process, and also analyzing games, AI can really help. So probably we can have a discussion when we have more time in detail. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else?
So my name is Vimal, I'm from Chennai. So my question is, how do you handle your stress?
How do you handle your stress?
How do I handle my stress? So generally I believe stress is a Western construct. So if you see, I'm not joking. Okay, I've traveled around more than 55 countries. And I've seen Western life close in quarters. So I've spent more than 2 years inside a train, traveling. Okay, so well traveled, and I'm not boasting here, I'm just trying to put things in perspective. A lot of experience traveling to Europe. And not just in chess, generally I see them as a declining civilization. That's how I see. And unfortunately, extremely sad that our young Indians are trying to ape them in everything they do, thinking we are inferior and they are superior. The slave mentality has not left us. Even though we are educated in modern science, we still have that slave mentality in us, and that's very sad. And when I traveled to Europe, like I got this message from one trainer from Germany, and she said, I don't want to teach these kids anymore. So in Magnus Club, and she says like the children are not participating. They are not attending the classes with full sincerity or devotion. So, and she's also mentioned, I would like to teach in Project platform where the Indian students are participating because they are very participative. So we have these qualities which makes us very good learner and hardworking, and we should not lose this. There is because in the West they put a lot of stress on the results, the outcome. So it's like anything is fair in love and war, we say, right? Something like this. So to be successful, you can do anything. But I would say the Indian way is like you have to do it in the right way. So not only you have to be successful, but you have to be in the right way. And if you do things in the right way, I don't think there will be any stress. When we make compromises, we get into stress.
Another one? Yeah.
Hello sir, I'm Chirag. In other fields, especially other sports, the role of a data analyst is very important because a machine can do whatever you tell it to do it, but a data analyst can specify and point out to certain instances in history in a sport where things can turn in a player's favor in a particular game. So do you think that there's a future for the same in chess if it is not there already?
Yeah, definitely. So there are two aspects. One is the technical aspect. So how one can become technically better in chess. Improve. There are many areas a player needs to get better. For example, the calculation skills, attacking skills, positional skills, endgame, opening, defending skills. So I would say these are the 6 major areas where a player has to make progress technically. So one, how technology can aid in this. But with humans, this is a psychological game. It's not a physical game where, like, if I'm not able to hit a backhand in table tennis, let's say, maybe technology can help in which angle I should keep my head, hand, body, and so on. But this is more of a psychological game, chess. So most of the decisions are taken because of the way our mind works, individual mind works. So for example, in cricket, we know like players like Rahul Dravid is more positional or more solid, right? The ball. But you have players like Sehwag who is more daring. And it's not just their technical skills that make them play, it's their mindset that makes them play the way they play. Similarly in chess as well. So if we can identify with what mental qualities make them play in a particular way, and if we can find that, and if we can help modify the way of thinking. So for example, if I have a materialistic outlook, I may not be willing to sacrifice things, right? So can technology help in this, at least in identifying? Because if we can identify, we have human solutions for this. And if these human solutions can also be converted into technological things, that will be nothing like it. And most people pay a lot of money for trainers. And with technology, we can reduce that burden a lot, I believe.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Next.
Sir, so what is the work ethics of Redlananda that made him outstanding among your students?
Yeah. And how much time we have? So I don't want to take this.
15-20 minutes.
15-20 minutes. Okay. So qualities of Pragnananda, many. In fact, I keep learning many good things from him on a very regular basis. So as recently, like 3-4 days ago, so there is a website chess.com, which is one of the leading chess platforms in the world. It has more than 100 million subscribers. And we have a WhatsApp group with chess.com where Pragni and the chess.com team is there. And they posted a message a few days ago, 4-5 days ago, that they will be in Norway where Prag is playing. And Prag's sister Vaishali, she is also playing. She is one of the leading players in the world in the women's section. So they said they want to do a fun interview with both of them. Like where Prag will interview Vaishali, Vaishali will interview Prag. And they want to use this as a marketing material during the competition. And I kept quiet. I wanted to see how Prag will respond. And he just, within a few minutes, he straight away posted like, not during the tournament. we can do it after. Crystal clear priority. And for Prag, he is not playing chess to make others happy or be popular or make money. So till maybe 10 months ago or something, he was still having a mobile phone, which he got it when he was 10 years old. So for 8 years, he was using the same mobile phone, and the mobile phone, the glass and all is totally broken. 8 years, you can imagine. And I was telling him every year, like, we both were playing, he was playing in Miami last year, and also in San Francisco. And I was telling, like, let's just go to the Apple shop and we can buy an iPhone for you. And he said, no, why sir? I have this is enough for me. Okay, so he is very, very clear what he wants from his life, what will make him happy. So it's not these things. It's not money, it's not fame, it's not impressing others. He is completely aloof to all these things. And what he wants is like he really believes he has some talent, he's good at something, and he wants to take it to the maximum, become the world champion. And this is what he said when he was like 8 years old. And I have heard at least 10,000 kids say they want to be world champions. But with the majority of them, it's just a dream or a wish. It's like, I want chocolate, I want ice cream, I want to become world champion. There's no sense of responsibility. But when he said, he really meant it. And he has been working, his work ethics, he will just keep seeing chess the whole day. So it's not counted in hours. From morning till night, he will just be seeing chess. And a very, very happy individual. Nothing can make him sad that easily. So even if he loses game, after 3-4 minutes, he will start smiling, cracking jokes, and so on. He knows how to lead life, I would say, at such an age.
Sir, I'm having a hypothetical question. Do you ever think the rating of chess players will reach a saturation point after a certain point of time, or will it keep increasing, the rating of players, as long as the game of chess is played?
No, I think what you are probably asking is, can a human's maximum chess strength be reached, or that can be expanded, or the measurement of it. Rating is the measurement of it, right? So the rating part will keep improving simply because it's just like rupee inflation, money inflation kind of. When everyone has money, you will just make more money, and then it keeps just growing, right? So we will never reach a point like where this much money is there and so many people and no one has money. It's not like that. So when more people get rating, the upper limit will keep expanding accordingly. So the rating 25 or 30 years ago, the world number 1 was around 2700. Now 2700, you will be world number 40 or 50. I believe humans will reach 2900, 2950. It may take 10, 20, 30 years, but it might happen. Very well, it could happen. But the other crucial question is, will humans be able to reach their potential using this hardware? I think that is more interesting. I think that is, we still have learned to use very less of our human potential, brain, mental potential, I would say. We still have not learned how to use our brain the best possible way.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
My question is, how do we handle time pressure during a game?
Okay, time pressure is not a technical problem, it's more of a psychological problem. So basically, we are wasting time. That's why we get into time trouble. So, how do we waste time? Why do we waste time? We have to find out. So, usually, some of the few reasons why we mismanage time. One is our self-doubts, like, is the decision I'm about to take good or bad? And we are worried we will take wrong decisions and lose the game as a result. So, that fear of losing is also one major trigger for mismanaging time. So, when we are afraid of losing games, we try to be extra cautious, we check and double check before we take decisions. This makes us mismanage time. So our self-doubts, our fear of losing, I would say these are the two major reasons for contributing for time pressure. So why someone is more afraid of losing than someone else? Why someone can control this fear to a large extent successfully? So one is the talent part, the skill part. So if my training is making me better and I feel it, I'm getting better at this, I'm getting good at this, I will have less insecurities, less self-doubts. Then my decision-making process will be more efficient and confident. Then I won't waste my time so much. So even if a confident person, when he is thinking, he will actually be spending most of his time and energy on actually what he's supposed to be thinking. But someone with less confidence, with less skill sets, when they're working on the same problem, they are not thinking actually about the problem. It's like, what if something goes wrong? So just upgrading our skills and confidence will help deal with the time pressure, I believe.
Thank you, sir. So sorry, I won't be taking any more questions. It's because of the time constraints. So I would like you all to give a huge round of applause for sir. So now I would like to call Shankar, Vignesh, Jyotsna and Nidhi Chauhan on the stage, please. Come on. And it is only fitting that he starts the event, inaugurates the event by playing the ceremonial first move. So I would like to call upon sir, please. They would be containing on a book, so please, on others. Huge round of applause. So, their match would be going online. You can see that. Vignesh, move on. Please round of applause. Now I would like to call Manoranjan to present a shawl in Sir's honor. On behalf of the entire organizing committee and the enthusiastic audience gathered here, sir, I extend our deepest gratitude for gracing us with your presence and invaluable insights. I also want to extend a profound appreciation for your significant contributions to the world of chess in India. Your dedication and tireless efforts have not only elevated the standard of play but inspired countless individuals to pursue their passion for the game, including all of us too. Thank you, sir. It's been an honor.